Every woman deserves to live her pregnancy without the fear of getting malaria.
Each year, about 125 to 130 million pregnancies occur in areas where malaria occurs. And the consequences can be disastrous for the mother and for the unborn child. So you can lose the pregnancy, resulting in stillbirth or miscarriage. Or if the pregnancy itself survives, the child's often born smaller than it should be, so with low birth weight or too early, preterm. And that in turn places the child at risk in the first year of life.
I developed malaria 2 times during the pregnancy. The baby was not playing well. You couldn't feel the baby in the womb. Even the doctors, when they were checking, they could not feel the baby. I thought the baby would pass or the baby would die in the womb. They proposed that the baby should be removed for the safety of the mother and also the baby. Baby Elizabeth was born with 1050 grams prematurely. She was a premature baby.
Pregnant and lactating women are underserved by currently available curative and preventive therapies, especially in the first trimester of pregnancy.
If she's in her first trimester, which is the most sensitive time when a baby is still being formed, we're quite careful about the type of drugs that we give. If a mom comes with malaria, you want to know that the drug that you're going to give is safe. The options we have are quite few, especially in first trimester, that have been confirmed by the World Health Organization to be safe.
Pregnant and lactating women are generally excluded from research and clinical studies for fear of causing harm. So when a new drug is registered, basically we don't know whether it is safe for them or whether it is efficacious for them. And to address these questions, it can take up to 2 decades of evidence gathering. And we want to change that.
It's important to include women in clinical trials because we need to find drugs and products that are safe for them, that are efficacious for this particular population of women. When we do clinical trials in populations that actually need it, then we are adhering to the principle of justice.
What needs to change is the rate at which evidence is collected. MMV is playing a really crucial role here because they are really at the forefront of taking this forward.
MiMBa stands for Malaria in Mothers and Babies. This initiative aims to develop the best therapeutical response for all pregnant and lactating women. And this will also contribute to the Sustainable Development Goal by reducing maternal and neonatal mortality.
Our MiMBa strategy aims at closing the access gap by increasing the availability of antimalarials of good quality, prioritizing new drugs that could serve everyone from the start, accelerating their development, and finally closing the data gap by generating data for existing antimalarials. Our MiMBa registry is a very successful example.
It's a pregnancy exposure registry to capture safety data of pregnant women that happen to be by chance inadvertently exposed to these antimalarials very early in pregnancy because they didn't know they were pregnant or they didn't report they were pregnant, and so they were treated with drugs that are normally used for adults but are not recommended for pregnant women in the first trimester. MiMBa for the first time puts the first trimester treatment of malaria on the map and will expedite this process of finding out whether these newer antimalarials that are coming to the market now are safe to use in the first trimester.
At the end of the MiMBa registry, we will have enough evidence to be able to say we can dare do this.
When a mother is infected with malaria, it affects the entire family because a pregnant woman is carrying a life beside her life. After all that struggling, I can say that today I have peace in my heart. I have a smile. I've come out of it. My baby is alive. I'm also alive. Elizabeth, I really wish a lot of great things in our life.
The malaria community has very ambitious elimination goals, and the only way to meet them is by designing solutions that are suitable for everyone, and by working all together towards a more inclusive drug development.
It is possible, but we can only achieve this if malaria pregnancy becomes a priority in the global health research and access agenda.